The distress signal had been broadcasting for 73 cycles across all known frequencies, a desperate plea echoing through the void of space. The mining colony on Viridian 7 was under siege, its inhabitants peaceful Zolarians, whose bodies were as fragile as crystalline glass facing annihilation from a raiding fleet of Kraxan mercenaries. Every civilized species in the galactic quadrant had received the transmission. Every single one had chosen silence. Kylie pressed her palm against the cold viewport of the UNSC Defiant, watching the distant stars blur into streaks of light as their ship hurtled through hyperspace. Her reflection stared back at her, dark eyes sharp with determination. Jaw set in that particular way that her crew had learned meant someone was about to have a very bad day. Behind her, the bridge hummed with activity, but she barely noticed. Her mind was calculating trajectories, odds, and the 1,000 ways this mission could go sideways. Captain Mackenzie, the communications officer, called out, "We're still the only ship responding to the distress call." Kylie didn't turn around. "I know, they're calling us Deathworlders again on the galactic channels," the officer continued, a hint of amusement in his voice. "Saying we're too reckless, too violent. That will make everything worse." "Let them talk," Kylie replied, finally turning to face her crew. "We didn't claw our way up from Earth to stand by while innocents die." Across the bridge, William Chen leaned against the tactical station, his arms crossed over his broad chest. Where Kylie was all sharp edges and controlled fury, William was calm water concealing depths that could drown armies. He'd been her first officer for 3 years, and she'd never once seen him lose his composure, not when they'd faced down a Vorian battlecruiser, not when half the ship lost life support over Titan, and certainly not now. "ETA to Viridian 7 is 40 minutes, William said, his voice steady. "Intelligence suggests we're looking at 6 Kraxan raiders, each carrying approximately 50 soldiers. The colony has maybe 100 civilians, no military presence." Kylie moved to the holographic display at the center of the bridge, where a 3-dimensional model of the Viridian system rotated slowly. 300 against us. I've faced worse. We're one ship, Captain. Lieutenant Sero Conquo interjected from the weapons station. A good ship, well armed, but still just one ship crewed by humans, William added. And there was something almost predatory in his smile. "That's the part they keep forgetting," the crew chuckled, a sound that would have seemed bizarre to the other species of the galaxy. Laughter in the face of overwhelming odds. But humans had spent millennia doing the impossible, surviving on a planet that seemed determined to kill them at every turn. Earth, the death world. Gravity too strong, weather too violent, predators too numerous, diseases too virulent. And somehow, impossibly, humanity hadn't just survived, they'd thrived. Kylie studied the tactical display, her mind racing through scenarios. "William, I need you to take a boarding team. If we can disable their command ship, the others might scatter through vacuum and hostile fire to board an enemy vessel." William's eyes gleamed. Just another Tuesday, 28 minutes later, the Defiant dropped out of hyperspace at the edge of the Viridian system. The scene before them was chaos incarnate. The crystalline structures of the Zolarian colony glittered on the planet's surface, beautiful and fragile, while above them the Kraxan raiders circled like vultures. Plumes of atmosphere vented from damaged sections of the colony's protective dome, each breach a death sentence for the inhabitants. "All hands. Battle stations," Kylie commanded, her voice carrying through every corridor of the ship. "This is not a drill. We are engaging a superior force to protect those who cannot protect themselves. Make Earth proud," the Defiant screamed into the fray, its human-designed engines pushing it to speeds that made other species pilots nauseous. Kylie's hands danced across her controls, executing maneuvers that violated every principle of safe spaceflight, taught in the Galactic Academy. She didn't care. Safe didn't save lives, weapons free, she called out. The ship's railguns spoke. Each shot a hypersonic projectile that could punch through shields, designed to withstand energy weapons. The Kraxan raiders, accustomed to the more civilized warfare of laser exchanges and polite targeting protocols, scattered in confusion as kinetic rounds tore through their formations. "Their shields aren't calibrated for ballistic weapons," Sarah reported, her voice rising with excitement. "They're completely exposed. Humans and our primitive technology, Kylie muttered with grim satisfaction. Sometimes old-fashioned is best. William, you're up, in the launch bay. William sealed his combat armor and checked his team one final time. 12 of Earth's finest, each one a volunteer for a mission that the galaxy considered suicide. They called themselves the Devil Dogs, a name inherited from warriors of Earth's ancient past. Remember, William told them as the boarding pod's engines fired, "We're not here to conquer. We're here to protect. Every Craxan who surrenders gets to live. The rest." He didn't need to finish. The pod erupted from the Defiant like a bullet, crossing the space between ships in seconds. Craxan point defense systems tried to track it. Failed humans had designed the pod's trajectory algorithms based on predicting baseball pitches, a precision that alien computers couldn't comprehend. The impact was violent. The pod's breaching charges detonated, and William's team poured through the gap into the Craxan command ship. The corridor beyond erupted into chaos as the Craxan soldiers bred for intimidation with their six-limbed bodies and razor-sharp carapaces found themselves facing creatures that refused to be intimidated. William moved through the ship like a force of nature, his team flowing around him with practiced precision. The Craxans were fierce, experienced warriors, but they had never fought opponents who came from a world where simply surviving childhood required defeating invisible enemies measured in micrometers, where the atmosphere itself could kill with its storms, where persistence hunting meant running prey to exhaustion over days. Deathworlders. Back on the Defiant, Kylie orchestrated the battle with ruthless efficiency. Two Craxan raiders were already disabled, their engines shredded by railgun fire. A third was breaking off, its captain apparently deciding that profit wasn't worth facing the humans. "Captain, we're receiving a transmission," the communications officer reported. "It's from the Zalarian colony leader. Put them through." A crystalline being appeared on the view screen, their translucent body fracturing light into rainbows. "UNSC vessel, we cannot believe you came." No one else answered. They all said it was too dangerous, too costly. Kylie's expression softened slightly. "We're human. We answer when others won't." 17 minutes later, William's team had secured the Craxan command ship. The remaining raiders, leaderless and facing an enemy that fought with what they could only describe as cheerful ferocity, surrendered. The colony was safe. As the Defiant prepared to depart, the galactic channels buzzed with confused chatter. Earth's Deathworlders had done it again, achieved the impossible while barely breaking stride. Kylie stood on her bridge, watching the rescued colony shimmer on the planet below, and allowed herself a small smile. "Set course for home," she ordered. "And somebody send a message to Galactic Central. Tell them humanity will always answer the call, whether they like it or not." William appeared beside her, a few new scars on his armor, but his calm demeanor intact. "Think they'll ever understand us?" "Probably not," Kylie replied. "But maybe that's okay. Let them call us Deathworlders. Let them fear what we're capable of. As long as innocents are protected, I'll wear that label with pride." The Defiant leaped back into hyperspace, carrying its crew of impossible survivors back toward the blue-green world that had forged them. Behind them, the galaxy wondered and whispered about the species that refused to abandon those in need. Earth's Deathworlders had arrived, and the universe would never be quite the same.